Hi, welcome to a brand new vlog. So in case you're new here, hi, my name is Diane. I'm an indie author. I have one book out currently. It's a little poetry collection called In the Interest of Letting Go. I'm currently working on the next draft of my debut contemporary novel. It's a new adult novel, and I'm planning to publish it later this year, which means I have a lot of work to do. I also work in film and television by day. And yeah, I make videos about my life and my writing process and all that stuff here on YouTube, and you're watching one of them, so subscribe if you like the vibe. Okay, so first of all, yes, I got a haircut. I cut my hair, I dyed it. I wanted to get a little fringe action happening. I don't hate it, but I think I know for sure now that bangs just don't suit me. I just wanted something a little, I just needed to change it up. My hair was just too long. It was just too long in like one length, and I wanted to switch it up a little bit. They're fine, but I don't think they're the best cut for my face. So anyway, I've had a pretty busy weekend, so unfortunately I haven't done a whole lot of work, like a pen work or video editing. I did a little bit of video editing yesterday, but I haven't really done all that much work. I'm busy again today. It's a shorter day as well for me because I have to go to bed early to wake up tomorrow for work. I'm gonna go see my parents, but before I do all the things for the day, I've already done some stuff. I went to the grocery store already. But right now what I'm gonna do is some Ben work. I'm gonna be working on Ben. My one goal for today is to put up all of my Ben scene cards. I have a lot of wall space in my office, so I'm gonna put everything up on the wall, organize things, move around what little bits I'm thinking about moving around, and essentially just come up with the new, I mean, it's not a new outline. Everything's basically staying the same. There's just like one or two things that might be kind of combined, and then one or two things that might be added in. Essentially, it's an updated outline with a couple little tweaks, and that's what I'm gonna use to get started on the next draft of Ben. Ideally, I wanna go through this book twice before I need to have it ready to go to copy edits in 57 days. I want to be able to go through it twice, which means I really need to work quickly and efficiently. I am gonna go stick some stuff on the walls in my office. So I finished putting everything up on the wall. Now I need to take some time and make the little changes that I want to make. So I'm gonna add, I haven't decided, but I'm gonna add the new scenes. I haven't decided if I'm gonna put them on just like a pink sticky note or use these neon pink cue cards. I'll probably cut them in half though, because I don't need them to be that big, but I think I'll just use these. I only need like 2 or 3 because I'm not adding too many scenes, but I'll use these for the scenes that I want to add, and then maybe I'll use sticky notes for just some notes that I want to make about potentially amalgamating things. Okay, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut these up, write down the new scenes that I want to add, and I'll put them up on the wall. Okay, so I've added a few things to the wall. I need to stop now because I have to go get ready to go see my parents, but I did add a few things, just mainly the things that I remembered off the top of my head. I still want to go through and add a couple little things, but let me show you kind of what I've started, what my system is currently. Okay, hopefully you can't make out what any of those cards say because spoilers, but essentially the system is anything in the sort of neon pink is stuff that I need to add. So scenes that don't exist that I need to completely write and add in. The orange sticky notes are scenes and things that need to be sort of reworked. They are things that already kind of exist in the story. I might just need to change where it takes place or add more to it or move it somewhere, stuff like that. So things that aren't completely like a new thing that I need to add, but that do need a pretty significant amount of work to change. And then anything in the green is stuff that I need to take away, essentially, or like tighten up, or yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I have going on so far. I am gonna go quickly just like through the book and add any more notes to the wall based on the notes that I made in the book, because at the end of each chapter I kind of made a couple notes, and throughout obviously. So I think what I'm gonna do is just go through the book a little more thoroughly, add anything else that I need to add, anything kind of, you know, major enough. I'll add those to the wall, and then I'll just tweak my digital version of the outline based on these changes, and yeah, go from there. I feel like I really need to work on making time, like making more time to work on Ben. I feel like this is crooked. Hello? I mean, I know that I'm basically out of the house for 12 hours a day, Monday to Friday, but I really need to find every single moment. I need to find every moment, every spare moment that I have. I need to find it and use it to work on this book. I really need to be more diligent about that. I also need to make more time to do YouTube stuff because I do want to keep up with the YouTube videos. But I think I just really need to prioritize working on this book, because when I do, like when I give myself time to work on it, it feels so good. And I know that I need time. Like I need time. Even though the changes that I have to make are manageable, they're not crazy changes, but there's still, there's still work that I need to do. I'm really close to it being done, but there's still work that I need to do, and I need to do it. I need to put the time in. And I feel like, I don't know, I don't know if I'm prioritizing this enough. I feel really busy. I feel like I'm always doing something. It's not always working on my book or YouTube stuff, but I'm always like doing something. And I really just need to look at all those things, like what I'm doing, and I need to choose to instead work on Ben. I need to dedicate more time to working on this. I have so little time already, but I know I can squeeze out a little more time to work on Ben. So I need to work on that. Over this next week, I really want to make a lot of progress in Ben. Like I want to start strong. So I'm going to finish up that wall. I actually really love that wall. It's so good. So I definitely want to incorporate something like that earlier in the process for my next book. Okay, now I'm gonna get ready to go see my parents. I will see you in the next update. Good morning. So today is Saturday. It's March 1st. Happy March. It is my birthday month, and I really want to start this month off on the best foot possible. I need to shift into a better energy. So I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna use the lingering and new moon energy, do some cleaning. My apartment is pretty bad in here. I've tried to maintain it a little bit on the weekends, but for the most part it's like sad girl apartment. It's not dirty, it's just messy. It's just like an accumulation of like things that are out of place. I also have a lot of laundry to do, so I'll be doing that as well. But yeah, today I'm going to be doing as much cleaning as possible, like a more thorough clean, as well as running a few errands, and most importantly, working on Ben. I feel like during the week I was a lot better at prioritizing Ben during my free time. I spent a good amount of time during my breaks at work throughout the week working on Ben. There were some breaks when I couldn't, but for the most part, especially near the end of the week, I was spending most of my break working on Ben, which felt really good. So this week so far I have finished editing the prologue, chapter 1, and I'm partway through chapter 2. Originally I was thinking of going through the manuscript out of order. I was thinking I would go in and do sort of the bigger changes first, like adding that one scene and like a half, and like reworking the other stuff that I need to do. But it's honestly so hard for me to go out of order. Like I need to do it in order. I need to, at least for now. So I've started to go in order. I think a little bit later when I'm focusing solely on like cutting crutch words and stuff like that, I can just go to whatever chapter, but for right now I still feel like I need to go in chronological order. So that's what we're doing. My goal for the end of this weekend as far as edits is I'd like to have at least 5 chapters done. That would be lovely. I'm already halfway there. So I have 2 days to really hunker down. I don't think I have any plans. I do have like some errands and I gotta go see my parents, but there's nothing keeping me out of the house today. We're just gonna be cleaning up, soaking in that last bit of new moon energy, and working on Ben. That's what we're working on. That's what we're working on. So yeah, I'm gonna get started on my day. It's just after 9. I think I'm gonna start the day by finishing chapter 2. I want to finish up chapter 2, and then I'll get into some cleaning and doing some errands and stuff like that. I'll probably make some breakfast as well. So let's get into finishing up chapter 2.
Oh, I'm too in it, need a few minutes, feeling all lost in the waves now. Taking me over, making me older, making me doubt what I say now. Monsters in my head, yeah, they keep on calling.
Okay, so it is much later in the day time. Oh my god, I can't move fast enough. Anyway, today so far I finished editing chapter 2, and I don't know what's going on, but I ended up cutting, I think, like, I don't know, 600 words almost, like 500 and something words from chapter 2. I think it needed it. I think there were just like little bits of kind of like repetition and just things that I want to sprinkle in a little bit more. Plus I've also, while I'm going through and doing like the bigger stuff, I've also been doing a sort of light pass at looking at all of my crutch words and stuff. So I have been mostly cutting words. I think chapter 1 I ended up like adding 22 words or something, but in the prologue and in chapter 2 so far I've gotten rid of quite a few words, which feels pretty good. I definitely need to tighten things up. I'm starting to starting to worry because it was kind of easy. It was kind of easy to cut things. I don't know if I'm being a little bit reckless with the stuff that I'm cutting or like the way I'm cutting. Like I feel like so confident cutting things. I am cutting and pasting into a separate document of just like things that I might add into the manuscript later, just to kind of keep track of it and see like what I've taken out and what I might need to add a little bit later. But yeah, I don't know if I'm being a little bit too cutthroat about it. I mean, maybe not. Maybe I'm not. But it feels almost a little bit too easy. Like almost a little too easy to be cutting this stuff. And yeah, I don't know if it's just because I'm being reckless or because I've gotten better as a writer and now I'm able to see more clearly what can be cut and what needs to be cut. I don't know if I've just improved my skills and now I'm able to cut things out that I don't need. We'll see. Maybe I do need it. Maybe I'm cutting stuff out that I really need. I don't know, maybe I'm making it weaker. I can't tell right now, but I'm not gonna get too hung up on it. I think for the most part it's just stuff that I don't need. It's like superfluous stuff and like repetitive stuff and just stuff that I will be adding in a little bit later, like sprinkling in. So I think I'm fine, but it's just I was a little shocked by how easily I was like, oh yeah, no, I don't need this. Like, oh, I'm gonna take this out. Like I don't want to put this here. Like, who is she? She was so confident doing that. And yeah, I was a little bit surprised. But I finished chapter 2. Chapter 3 is another pretty long chapter, and I do see myself cutting quite a bit of stuff. There's a bit that I need to tweak. It's a little bit too long right now, I think, and a little bit too repetitive, so I need to really hone in on that chapter and do quite a bit of tweaking. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping, my goal is to get it done tonight after I get home. I would love to just sit down and get chapter 3 done. So that's what we're going to be working on. Otherwise, today I've cleaned about half of the apartment. I've cleaned up the kitchen, I've done some laundry, I cleaned the living room, I cleaned up my bedroom, and my bedroom and my living room were definitely pretty messy. I had a huge pile of laundry in the bedroom. It's all gone now. It's all sorted into like clean and then like stuff I need to wash, and it feels lovely. I can see my floor. It's amazing. So I still have the bathroom. I really need to, I mean, I cleaned up the kitchen a little bit, but I need to do like an actual clean of it. The bathroom and then the office as well. The office is a little bit of a mess. I've been in there a little bit more lately. So it's getting a little messy. It's mostly paperwork and just like things kind of piled up. So I need to just give that a little love, you know? But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I know that there's a bit of work to do in this next chapter, but I'm feeling kind of confident. I'm feeling confident. I feel like the changes that I'm making in this draft are really starting to polish up the book. Like I feel like things are getting a little more polished. And I'm so excited. I feel like line editing, even though, yes, God, I take very long. I'm not a quick line editor. I overthink things a little bit. I'm sure I'll get better at it. I think I'll get better at it, but I love it. I love when I can take a sentence and make it clearer or make it stronger. Like I love that. I love that. A lot of what I've been doing as well is taking out repetitive words and just like strengthening some of the word choices, and it's been it feels so good. It feels so good. But anyway, I'm gonna go see my parents for a little bit and then I'll come back and do some more Ben work. Good morning. Today's Sunday. It's the next day. It's Sunday, it's not February, it's March. It's Sunday, March 2nd. It's 11:55 a.m. and I'm gonna get into some Ben work. I have 2 chapters that I want to get done today. Last night I didn't do any more revision, although I went through the chapters I had already revised. I went through them again and fixed some. Technically, I was kind of doing more so like some copy editing with my line editing. But yeah, I just put in a few missing commas and just switched up some sentences just to make them a little clearer or a little stronger. So I did technically do that, which like I shouldn't be doing. I shouldn't be doing that. I need to just keep going through the draft. But I did do that, and now I am starting on chapter 3. And one thing that I'm really liking as I'm going through this draft is that I have titles for my chapters, and a couple of them are pretty good. Like a couple of them I like and definitely I'll be keeping. Most of them, a lot of the titles in here are just kind of placeholder titles and just like for me to remember like what happens in that chapter. So as I've been going through so far, I've changed the title of chapter 2 and I just changed the title of chapter 3, and I kind of like it. I kind of like it. I think they're better. Nothing is set in stone just yet, but I'm liking the new titles that I'm coming up with. Still don't have a title for this book. It is so hard. It is so hard. I want to have a title and a pretty solid blurb by the end of March. I wanted to have the rough draft of a blurb by the end of February. Not quite happening. I'm going to try to do it today, but because I have a lot of work to do as far as like getting chapters revised today, I might not even try to think about writing a blurb today. But yeah, I'm excited to get into some work for the day. I don't have anything to do today. I do want to finish cleaning up my apartment. There's some cleaning and stuff that I want to do, so during my breaks I'll just do a little bit of cleaning, but I mainly really want to just hone in on this because it takes me a long time. It takes me a long time to get through it, so I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna allow myself to really sink into this work and not get distracted. Not get too distracted, because I will get distracted, but I don't want to let myself get too distracted for too long. I'm looking forward to this chapter because I think I mentioned, but there's going to be some cutting. I'm going to be cleaning things up quite a bit in this chapter. I think an entire like interaction between two characters is going to be like either like greatly reduced or completely taken out. So I'm looking forward to really like tightening everything up. I'm so excited. But yeah, enough yapping. It's noon. I'm gonna get into some work. I want to go for like a full hour straight. I'll see. I'm not gonna time myself. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go until I feel like I need a break and then get up and move around. I am a little bit like my body has been hurting. My body's been hurting quite a bit. So I think I will be feeling like I need to get up and move quite often, so we'll see. Oh, I also just wanted to show this. This has now become my like centerpiece on my coffee table, but I love it so much. I got the newest edition of the Chicago Manual of Style and I love it. I'm in love with it. It's gigantic and I feel like there's just like so much knowledge in here. Like, oh my god, I referenced it for, I forget what I referenced it for the other day, but like the first or second day that I was working on revisions, I wanted to reference something and I did, and it felt so good. It smells so good too. Oh my god. Oh my god. But yeah, this has become my new best friend and I want to bring it into every room with me. I've had it for a few weeks now, but now that I'm really getting into revision and like honestly like learning, I really want to get super good at self-editing. Like I want to send my manuscript to my copy editor so clean that she's like, you don't need a copy editor. Like you can copy edit yourself. You just need a proofreader. But I'm not at that. I know that I'm not there yet, but I've been learning about stuff and it feels so good. Like it feels so good. I love writing. I love learning. It feels so good. It feels so good. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna get to work. I'll see you in a little bit.
You've got this hypnotic effect when you're next to me. One look and you help me forget I was on my knees. Where you go, keeping close to your energy. You take my hand and say, baby, come on, stick with me. Stick with me. When my sky is falling, you're all in, you're all I need. When it starts raining, you say.
Okay, it's a number of hours later. It's almost 3 p.m. I've basically been working on revisions that entire time, and I have about 4 pages left in the chapter. Originally, this chapter was 14 pages, so I've done about 10 pages of revisions. I've definitely cut quite a bit. I've tightened some stuff up, and it feels really good, but I'm starving right now, so I'm gonna make some dinner, and my eyes are getting quite fatigued. They're quite fatigued. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a screen break. With the pace that I'm going, my usual slow pace, I don't know that I'll get another chapter done tonight. If I can get this chapter done and then get started on chapter 4, that would be really good. Chapter 4 is also really long and needs some tweaking. So I know that's gonna take me quite a while, and I don't want to force myself to get through it tonight because it won't it won't be done well, and it won't be a good experience for me. So I feel confident that I'll be able to finish chapter 3, so that's great. That'll be 4 chapters completed this week. I'm not feeling well physically, and I hate that because it definitely slows my progress, my productivity even more than usual. Like this process is already really slow going for me, and when I'm not feeling well, it makes it that much harder and that much slower. So I'm feeling a little bit stressed about that, plus just feeling stressed about not feeling well, and just like my health anxiety being so triggered. But in general, I really am having a good time, and I'm excited. I'm thinking about asking my patrons over on Patreon whether they'd be interested in me sharing like either the prologue or chapter 1 or the other. I want to see if they'd be interested in me sharing that, if they'd want to see a little sneak peek of that as far as like the latest draft of one of those. So we'll see what they say. I've been thinking about it, but I haven't like asked them yet if they want to do that, because I'm nervous to share anything, but I do want to share it, and I feel like they deserve a little extra, you know? Okay, I'm gonna make some food, take a little break, and then we'll get back into some work. Tonight's gonna be a little funky. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do, but I really messed up my sleep schedule last night. I didn't fall asleep until like 2 a.m. and I didn't sleep all that well. But I still ended up getting out of bed around 8:30, I think, maybe 8 o'clock. I am feeling a bit tired, but then I have an MRI. I have an appointment at like 4:30 in the morning tomorrow, and I need to get there at 4, which means I need to leave my house at 3:30, which means I need to be at least up at 3 a.m. So I don't know if I should try to like sleep earlier, like try to nap and then wake up and go about my day, because then I gotta go to work after that. So I'm worried that I'm just gonna stay awake all night. And if that's the case, I can't do that, because then I have like a 10-hour day at work. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm not feeling well. I just want to feel good, and I want to work on my book. That's all I want to do. Okay, I'm gonna make some food, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay, so I've had some dinner. I took a little break, and I finished chapter 3. So I did some math. Ideally, I would love to do 2 passes through this draft. However, I need to be realistic. You know, like, I need to be realistic, and I'm not gonna get through 2 passes of this draft. I'll be lucky if I get through 1 solid pass. So my goal now is to do 1 really solid pass. I want to keep a very steady pace forward and keep trucking along, like not let myself get too stuck. But I also really want to do as thorough a job on the line level as possible as I'm going through this pass, because the likelihood, I was doing some math and I'll share some numbers, the likelihood of me getting 2 good passes through this draft is just, it's not very realistic. But I think I can do 1 pass pretty solidly. So that's my new focus, okay? So, some math that I was doing. I have 37 chapters left. That might kind of change a little bit, because I think 1 chapter is going to be amalgamated into another chapter. So I might have fewer chapters. We'll see. That's coming later on though. But currently, as it stands, I have revised the prologue and then chapters 1, 2, and 3. So I have 37 chapters left. And then as far as days that I have left before this draft is due to go to my copy editor, I have 50 days. That breaks down roughly to 7 weeks. I have 7 weeks before this draft is due. And I think instead of giving myself a daily goal, because of just the nature of my work and the fact that I don't have a lot of time during the week to work on Ben, instead of giving myself a daily goal of like completing a chapter a day or something like that, I'm going to give myself a weekly goal. And so breaking down 37 chapters by week, 37 divided by 7, I roughly have to get done like 5.2, like 5.5 chapters per week. So I want to get a minimum of 5.5 chapters per week for the next 7 weeks. I'm a little bit worried because next weekend is my birthday. It's my birthday weekend, and I have plans like both days. Saturday and Sunday are pretty busy, pretty booked. So I'm a little bit concerned that I'm gonna get behind on this goal, but I'm gonna try to squeeze in a little bit more time and get a little bit more work done throughout this week, so I can make up for the fact that basically next weekend I'm not really doing a whole lot of work. But yeah, that's kind of my plan moving forward now. I want to get a minimum of 5.5 chapters done per week. And honestly, so far I've felt good about how how I've been revising these chapters. Like I feel like while I'm sure if I look through it again in a couple of days, I'll see things that I still want to tweak. But for the most part, I feel good. Yeah, like I was saying, I feel like things are starting to feel a little more polished, and I just feel highly capable of doing the work that I need to do. Like the last bit of work that I need to do to get this draft like just where it needs to be. This ice cream is so good, by the way. Oh my god, it is so good. It's a little melted because I left it out for a little too long, but what's that? Oh my god, there's like a chocolate swirl. Oh my god, this is like the last thing I should be eating right now. Anyway, yeah, we are 4 chapters revised, feeling good. The document is currently sitting at 10,250 words, 249 words. I've managed to cut so far in these first chapters about 1,800 words, which is roughly 6 pages in the document. And that feels really good. I think the stuff that I've cut, a lot of it is going to be like coming in a little bit later, but I think the stuff that I've cut has really strengthened these first couple chapters. I do think it's helped the pacing in some of these scenes and just taken out superfluous stuff that I didn't need to keep repeating. So yeah, it's feeling good. As far as what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the evening, I'm going to have a little bit more ice cream. I'm going to do a little more tidying and stuff around, and then I'm going to do a little bit more. I'm going to get started on chapter 4. Oh, and I also want to get started on editing this vlog, so I'm going to be doing a bit of that as well. I'm feeling really motivated for this coming week and getting some work done in this book. I think I'm going to make a good amount of progress. I'm hoping that physically I don't get worse, because it's definitely like I'm definitely not feeling good. I'm feeling very funky and there's like pain and I don't like it. And I definitely get very I get very anxious when I start feeling like this. It comes in waves, it comes and goes, and I feel like I'm kind of in like a low part of this whatever's going on, which makes me anxious and pulls me out of anything. Like it's hard for me to focus on anything, obviously, and I'm a little bit worried about that, but I'm gonna keep trying to power through. I'm gonna rest when I need, but I'm also just, I'm excited for this. I'm excited to get this done. So that's really pulling me through, and it's keeping me very, very motivated. Anyway, I'm losing light. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you're reading, what you're watching, how your writing is going. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and following along with my self-publishing, my debut novel journey. If you got to the end of this video, comment down below, stay gold, because you are golden. And yeah, I'll see you in the next